Happy Monday, and welcome to the second week of e-learning. And I just want to jump in here and to go over a few things that might help us kind of build these new habits that we're trying to do at home and get through another week of e-learning and possibly longer because our schools are closed for a while. So just bear in mind, this is an unusual experience. None of us have done this or were prepared for this. And so all of us teachers are learning on the go. And we're doing kind of a trial and error, and we expect that it's happening for you as well. Accessing things, learning how to use programs maybe that we haven't used before, or learning and using them a little bit more than we used before. So just be patient with yourself and be patient with us as we figure this out. Also, it is hard to feel like you're a classroom when you don't see your friends and don't see your teachers. And so we're going to try to keep to a routine as much as we can. And you do that at home. And if you need to contact us at any point, of course, there's plenty of different ways to do that. Also, I know that it's so hard to sit still at home, and maybe you're possibly locked out and you're not going out, and it's really, really hard to actually do things. And so just keeping that in mind as well. And that we are asking to do real world skills here, sort of like having an office job and doing tasks every day. And, even normal adults find it really hard to do. So again, just be patient with yourself. So I'm going to outline 10 tips on how to survive e-learning. Bear with me as I do that. Okay, 10 tips on how to survive e-learning. The first tip is to stay organized. There are a lot of ways to stay organized. Of course, keeping your papers, keeping your desk clean, different things like that. But one way is to create to-do lists. And to-do lists are just a great way to check them off. It makes you feel great. I found this app of Google Keep to be the best in terms of keeping a to-do list. However, there's many great apps, both in your phone and on the computer, to help you track your to-do lists. Here's how it works. So you go to the app and you might type your English to-do list, study vocab. This is your checklist. And then chapters 3 and 4. So you could also set a reminder for yourself, like when it needs to be done, and it's going to actually ding for you that. So then you could, once you're done, you just check them off, and then you can create new notes in terms of different things. You change color, so you can have a different one for each class. Step number 2 is to set a timer for yourself. This is important because in school we have timed classes, and so you don't want to be doing English for 2 hours when you only have maybe 45 minutes. And so setting a timer for yourself in order to keep kind of this routine of sort of being in class is a great way to also get everything done and take breaks. One app that I found really useful is called the Pomodoro Effect, and there's different apps for that, but it's a timer that you use for yourself. And here's how one of them is how you can set it up and how it works. Okay, so let's say this is your work. You can start, and then this is where you're working and you're not checking your phone during this time. You can change this, of course, and then it will ring once you're done, and then you could take a short break. This is your break. You could also time that, and you time your long breaks. So think of this as like recess and lunch and different things like that. Now, you don't have to do it exactly like the school, but taking those breaks and timing yourself for them is super important. And I will link this website, and then also I'll link a few other apps that you can download for this. Number 3, have a schedule. This goes along with having a timer. Having a schedule is super important to keep some sort of routine, possibly, that you have a certain time when you wake up, a certain time when you eat breakfast, and a set schedule of when you do each assignment, because this sort of keeps an ideal as if you're in school, right? And sticking to the same schedule every day is giving you kind of that consistency, and that you could keep doing the same work every day at the same time will increase your productivity. And so, and know this is really hard to do, and there is no right or wrong way to do this. As long as you have a few things that you're sticking to, you can keep adding to it. But finding a routine and having a schedule is super, super important, and making sure that you can get these tasks done. Tip number 4 is to have a set spot. What does that mean? It means that you are doing homework in the exact same location, or doing your work in the same location that you have done before. Maybe you have you read in bed, but you do your science on a desk. You can do your math in the kitchen, but do your PE somewhere else, right? We have different spots for different things. However, having a specific spot for your work is good. It's like having a desk space, right? You go to a certain spot to do a certain task, and it kind of puts you in the right frame of mind to do that task. Along with that, as I've already mentioned this, but tip number 5 is to take those planned breaks. Use the Pomodoro effect, use different apps, and give yourself those breaks, okay? Give yourself long and short breaks, to talk to a friend, to watch something, play a game, but that you're not sitting for 3 hours stiff doing math or doing science. Taking breaks is super, super important. Tip number 6 is to communicate with your teachers and your parents on what needs to be done. Okay, we have 2 platforms that we're using, right? We have ManageBack and we have Edmodo, and both are really super easy to access. You should all have access to this. Communicate questions, your confusions and frustrations. Okay, this is all a trial and error for all of us, and so having questions and things that you're confused, and please send them to me. I have this on my phone. I receive every time a message or notification every time that you send me a message, and anytime that you submit assignments. So please communicate that. Also, I can see when you are logged into either of those. So it's a good thing to start doing if you haven't. Tip number 7 is to check ManageBack and Edmodo twice a day. Please do this more if you can, but twice a day is at least required to check tasks and assignments on each of them. And as I was saying earlier, I could see who hasn't seen Edmodo assignments and how, when did you access ManageBack last. And so this is important as I could state that you do this every single day. Tip number 8 is to put your phone away. I cannot overestimate this. As adults, we have the same problem, and so this is something that we all have to work on. But putting your phone away, maybe putting it upside down, maybe giving it to your adults at home, hiding it under your pillow, I don't know, something where you're just not looking at it and not constantly checking it. Unless you're doing work on your phone, which some of you I think are because you don't have your computer with you. But this is just a good practice to do when you are working from home. Tip number 9 is to remember that Rome was not built in a day. Okay, what that means is that it took a while to build something big, and it's going to take a while to build your new habits and get all of this thing into a certain routine and practice. And so just be patient with yourself as you go through this trial and error, and we will do the same on our side. Final tip for the day is to make sure that you do something else outside of school. I know you're stuck at home, some of you are, and maybe you're not going out. So pick a hobby, do something cool, learn something that you normally didn't want to learn or couldn't learn before because you didn't have time. Pick up an instrument, learn how to draw, start journaling, start writing, maybe read the book that you never read. Do something that takes you outside of school and maybe gets you, gets rid of the boredom that you might have now. If you need tips on which hobby to pick up, I could definitely help you with that. You can message me. Finally, I am going to link a few things with this video about how to keep focused. There's a few cool playlists that I have found, and one cool channel on YouTube. I'm sure you can find the same thing on Bilibili or other places, but where they play live chilled music. It has no words and it's great to focus. This one's called Chill Cow, and it's I think you could possibly find it on QQ as well, but I'm going to link this as well. But definitely keeping focus is hard during this time, and this is something that we're all trying to do while we're getting through and surviving this virus, okay? I'm going to be linking some things along with this video, and please just keep learning, keep sending your questions, and hopefully this has helped you.